These are the remnants of an Iranian ballistic missile that struck northern Iraq during the first 6 weeks of the war. Known as the Zolfaghar, this 34-foot-long missile slams into targets at hypersonic speeds with a warhead that weighs up to 1,100 pounds.
With a range of about 600 miles and a heavy warhead, which is used to strike targets deep in the region.
WELT's chief correspondent, Ibrahim Naber, got exclusive access to this wreckage in northern Iraq, where Kurdish forces were collecting weapons used by Iran. So far, Iran has attacked the region with 700 missiles and drones, like this Shahed 136, which has been Iran's mainstay weapon since the US and Israel launched the war in late February. The Shahed can cost as little as $20,000 to produce, less than a third of the roughly $70,000 price of the American Switchblade 600. Iran unveiled the jet-powered Hadid 110 drone in 2025.
It's much faster than the Shahed drone, and that's why it's harder to intercept.
The Kurdish forces showed Naber the remnants of another Iranian ballistic missile known as the Khyber. This footage shows the damage they're capable of. The US military says it has managed to strike more than 13,000 Iranian targets since the war began. But Iran has plenty of firepower left.
Around half of its missile launchers are still intact, according to media reports, and Iran continues to possess thousands of long-range kamikaze drones.
Kurdish forces say they have defused and collected more than 200 bombs.
After every Iranian strike, specialized teams of the Kurdish security forces are deployed to assess the damage and identify the Iranian weapon. This job is very risky because there is always the danger of a so-called double tap strike, which means a second strike minutes after the first one.
Kurdish security forces in Erbil say they are almost entirely dependent on Western air defenses, like the Patriot missile defense system, the C-RAM gun system, Raytheon's Coyote drone, and missiles and rockets fired from the F-16 Fighting Falcon, all of which have been hunting and attacking Iran's drones since the war began. But the defenses didn't prevent drone strikes in Erbil, where both the US consulate and military installation were hit.
Iran attacked the Kurdistan region in northern Iraq with more than 700 long-range drones and missiles since the end of February. The Kurdish security forces defused and collected dozens of mostly unexploded bombs in the region. All this shows the scale and intensity of this Iranian campaign in the Kurdistan region.
The first few weeks of the war with Iran may have delivered an important lesson to US forces.
The key lesson, the most painful lesson, is that even the most advanced military in the world, the United States, cannot fully protect against modern drone warfare. It's very hard to defend against these large-scale drone attacks, especially when they are combined with missile attacks. And why all this is becoming a global threat.
As the fragile ceasefire approaches its second week, the world now watches the Strait of Hormuz, where US destroyer ships are setting the stage for minesweeping operations, clearing the waterway of any naval mines laid by Iran.